In this video, I'm about to show you 10 Philadelphia brand products you should throw away and why, along with 5 that are actually better choices and worth keeping, starting with number 10, Philadelphia Fat-Free Cream Cheese. Philadelphia Fat-Free Cream Cheese sounds like a healthier win at first glance. The branding alone pushes a simple message: same creamy experience, less guilt. And for a lot of people, that's enough to toss it into the cart without thinking twice. But when you step back and look at what fat-free dairy products usually go through, the story changes a bit. Removing fat from something like cream cheese doesn't just reduce calories, it changes the entire structure of the product. Fat is what gives cream cheese its richness, its smooth mouthfeel, and that satisfying coating texture when you spread it. So once that's taken out, the product has to be rebuilt to still feel creamy. That's where formulation comes in. Stabilizers, thickeners, and modified dairy systems step in to recreate a texture that no longer exists naturally. The goal becomes matching expectations rather than preserving the original experience. From a consumer point of view, this is where the confusion often happens. The label says fat-free, so it feels like a cleaner version of the same thing. But what you're actually getting is a re-engineered product designed to imitate what fat used to do in the original version. And that's the trade-off. It's not necessarily about being bad or unsafe. It's about how far the product shifts from its natural structure just to fit a dietary trend. What you gain in reduced fat, you often lose in texture, depth, and overall satisfaction. So while it looks like a smarter choice on paper, it's really a modified version of cream cheese built to feel familiar even after removing one of its core components. Number 9. Philadelphia Reduced Fat Cream Cheese. You ever notice how reduced fat products always sound like you're getting a smarter deal, but somehow they never feel exactly the same when you actually use them? That's pretty much the story here. Philadelphia's Reduced Fat Cream Cheese is sold as a simple swap for the same experience, just a lighter version. And on the surface, it feels like you're beating the system a little. Less fat, same taste, same brand you already trust. But this is where things get a bit more subtle. Because fat in cream cheese isn't just some extra ingredient, they know it's what makes the whole thing feel rich, smooth, and satisfying in the first place. So when they remove it, they don't just lighten the product, they have to rebuild the experience. And that's the part most people don't really think about. You're not getting the original product with less in it. You're getting a version that's been adjusted so it still feels acceptable. Not identical, just close enough that you don't question it too much. So you end up in this weird spot where it technically does what it promises, but your brain still remembers what the real thing feels like. And that gap? That's where you start noticing how carefully these healthier versions are designed not just for nutrition, but for keeping you comfortable enough not to switch away completely. Number 8. Philadelphia Whipped Cream Cheese. This one is interesting because it looks like an improvement before you even question it. Whipped sounds like you're getting something lighter, easier, more spreadable, almost like they've upgraded the original into something more convenient. And to be fair, it does feel different in your hands. It's softer, fluffier, and spreads without effort. That's exactly the point. It removes friction from the experience. You don't have to work for it. But here's the quiet trade-off that often gets overlooked. When something is made easier to use, it usually means the structure has been changed to achieve that. In this case, air does much of the work. It increases volume and changes the texture, so you feel like you're getting more, even though the original product's intensity is slightly diluted. And this is where consumer psychology kicks in without people noticing. The word whipped doesn't sound like something was added or adjusted. It sounds like something was made better. So your brain automatically upgrades it in value, even though the actual eating experience is just different, not necessarily richer. So what you end up with is something that spreads like a dream, looks generous in the container, and feels easier to use in everyday life, but is also slightly less dense than the original cream cheese used to sit on food. Number 7. Philadelphia Strawberry Cream Cheese Spread. This is one of those products that quietly ends up in your fridge without much planning. It doesn't feel like a decision product. It feels like something you just grab because it already solves a small problem for you. You don't really prepare it, you don't really think about it, it just becomes part of quick breakfasts, rush snacks, or something you use when you don't want to make anything extra. And in that sense, it fits perfectly into modern eating habits. Fast, simple, no effort. But if you actually slow down and taste it properly, it doesn't behave like separate ingredients anymore. The strawberry isn't sitting next to cream cheese. It's already fully merged into one fixed flavor. There's no contrast, no layering, just a single blended profile that doesn't really change from bite to bite. And that's kind of the hidden shift here. Instead of food feeling like something you assemble or adjust, it becomes something already completed before it reaches you. You're not combining flavors, you're accepting a finished version of them. It's not about good or bad. It's more about how normal it feels to remove small steps from food until everything becomes pre-decided for convenience. Number 6. Philadelphia Blueberry Cream Cheese Spread. Philadelphia Blueberry Cream Cheese. Spread usually wins you over before you even open it. Blueberry mixed into cream cheese sounds like one of those easy comfort foods, something you imagine spreading on toast and just getting on with your day. No effort, no planning, just instant flavor. But the interesting part shows up when you actually pay attention to how it behaves. Instead of tasting like two separate things coming together, it's already locked into one uniform profile. The blueberry isn't really sitting inside the cream cheese. It's been blended so tightly that what you get is a single, consistent sweet cream flavor with a berry note running through it. And that's where the modern convenience food pattern becomes noticeable. The product isn't designed for you to experience variation or contrast. It's designed so that every spoonful feels identical, no matter how or when you use it. That predictability is what makes it easy, especially in fast routines where you don't want to think twice. From a real-life perspective, it fits perfectly into that grab-and-go lifestyle. You open it, use it, close it, and nothing changes. But in doing that, it also removes the small differences you'd normally get when mixing ingredients yourself, where fruit and dairy would each show up in their own way. So what you're left with is something smooth, convenient, and completely consistent. Not complicated, not dramatic, just a preset flavor that's been designed to work the same way every single time you reach for it. Number 5. Philadelphia Pineapple Cream Cheese Spread. This is the kind of product that immediately sounds like a shortcut to something tropical and refreshing. Pineapple mixed into cream cheese feels like it should bring a little brightness into a very everyday food, something you can just spread and instantly upgrade a boring snack. But what actually stands out is how quickly that idea gets simplified once it's packaged as a spread. Instead of getting distinct pineapple pieces or even a noticeable fruit texture, everything is already folded into a single uniform cream base. The result isn't really cream cheese plus pineapple anymore. It's one blended flavor that stays the same no matter how you use it. And that's the part most people don't really notice at first. The product is designed so you don't have to think about combining anything yourself. It removes that small bit of unpredictability, where fruit and dairy would normally interact differently, depending on how much you use or how you spread it. From a daily use perspective, it makes sense. It's fast, it's easy, and it behaves the same every time you open it. But that convenience also comes with a subtle trade-off. You lose the sense that there were ever separate ingredients in the first place. So instead of tasting a combination, you get a preset profile that's been tuned to feel consistent from the first bite to the last. It works perfectly for routine use, but it also shows how quickly real ingredients get turned into a single controlled experience when convenience becomes the priority. Number 4. Philadelphia Garden Vegetable Cream Cheese. This one looks like it belongs in a fridge, full of trying to make better decisions. The name itself reinforces the idea that something with vegetables in it automatically feels like a smarter choice for a spread than plain or sweeter versions. But the moment you actually use it, it behaves less like a mix of visible ingredients and more like a single unified spread. You're not really picking out individual vegetables or distinct textures while eating them. Everything is already broken down and folded into a single smooth base that spreads evenly with no variation. What stands out more in practice is how it functions in everyday use. It's designed for quick application to toasts, crackers, sandwiches, or anything you don't want to think about or prepare. It performs that role very well because it never changes its behavior. Every scoop, every bite feels identical. The vegetable part ends up working more as a flavor direction than something you can actually identify separately. It sets an expectation before you open the tub, But the eating experience itself is built around uniformity rather than contrast. So it ends up fitting perfectly into convenience food habits, easy, predictable, and consistent, but with a naming that makes it feel slightly more natural than it actually behaves on the spoon. Number 3. Philadelphia chive and onion cream cheese. It feels like it's trying to sit between comfort food and something a bit more flavorful on purpose. The chive and onion label instantly signals savory depth, as it belongs in something more than just a quick breakfast spread. But the reality of eating it is much more straightforward. The sharpness you associate with fresh onion or the light bite of chives doesn't really appear as separate moments. Instead, everything arrives as a single, blended savory base that remains consistent from start to finish. What that creates is a very controlled eating experience. You don't really get shifts in intensity or little surprises in flavor as you go. Every bite feels aligned with the last one, almost as if the product is designed to remove all variation and deliver a single fixed taste profile. In daily use, that predictability actually makes it easy to work with. It spreads the same way, tastes the same way, and fits into quick meals without requiring any extra thought or pairing decisions. It's built for speed and consistency more than exploration. So while the name suggests layers of flavor, the experience itself is more uniform and settled. It does its job reliably, but everything has already been blended into a single, consistent, savory note, rather than the separate ingredients you can really notice on their own. Number 2, Philadelphia Honey Pecan Cream Cheese. Philadelphia Honey Pecan Cream. Cheese sounds like it belongs in a bakery case, rather than a supermarket tub. Honey and pecan immediately give off that warm, slightly indulgent vibe. It feels like a product designed to make a simple breakfast feel a bit more special without actually changing what you're doing. But when you use it, the experience is more controlled than the name suggests. The honey doesn't come through as distinct drizzles or separate sweetness, and the pecan doesn't really behave like crunchy bites you can identify clearly. Instead, both are integrated into a smooth base, where everything is softened into a single, consistent profile. So, rather than getting texture, contrast, or noticeable ingredient moments, you get a single sweet, nutty flavor that stays steady from the first spread to the last bite. It's designed to feel seamless, so nothing interrupts how it spreads or tastes. That's where the convenience side becomes clear again. You don't need to mix, layer, or adjust anything. It's already balanced for you. It works instantly on toast, bagels, or crackers without requiring thought, which is exactly how these spreads are meant to fit into busy routines. But at the same time, that convenience also flattens the experience a little. What sounds like a layered flavor combination ends up tasting more like a unified taste, where everything has been pre-blended to stay consistent rather than showing its individual parts. Number 1. Philadelphia Mixed Berry Cream Cheese Spread. Don't let the name do all the convincing on this one. This is the kind of product that sounds more exciting than it actually is. What mixed berry suggests on the front doesn't really translate into something you can experience in separate layers once it's on your plate. Instead, everything is already blended into a single uniform sweetness, where individual fruit notes don't really stand out on their own. And that's the real design here. It's not about giving you a sense of different berries working together. It's about locking everything into one consistent flavor, so every bite feels exactly the same. From a consumer angle, it's easy to understand the appeal. It's ready instantly, no preparation, no thinking, no variation. Just open, spread, and you're done. But that convenience comes from simplifying something that sounds more complex on the label. So while it's marketed as a mixed berry experience, what you actually get is a fully pre-blended flavor profile that stays identical every time you use it, with all the natural variation removed for the sake of consistency. But don't worry, it's not all bad. There are actually 5 Philadelphia products that are more reliable, better quality, and actually worth your money, starting with number 5, Philadelphia Original Cream Cheese. This product basically set the standard for the entire category. There's a reason it shows up everywhere from breakfast tables to recipes. It's simple, reliable, and doesn't try to overcomplicate what cream cheese is supposed to be. What stands out most is its clean, neutral base. It doesn't push strong flavors or try to turn itself into something it's not. Instead, it sits in that balanced space where it can work with both sweet and savory food without clashing or overpowering anything. In everyday use, that makes it extremely versatile. You can spread it, mix it, bake with it, or keep it plain, and it behaves consistently every time. That kind of stability is actually what makes it feel dependable, rather than boring. It's not trying to be fancy or experimental. It's just doing the core job of cream cheese properly, without unnecessary additions or distractions. Number 4. Philadelphia Original Tub. This is the version that feels built for everyday flexibility. The tub format isn't just packaging, it actually changes how people use it. Instead of being locked into fixed portions like a brick, you can scoop exactly what you need, depending on what you're making. What makes it stand out is how consistent it stays across different uses. Whether it's a quick breakfast spread or something mixed into a recipe, it holds its texture without turning watery or breaking down too easily. That reliability is what makes it a staple in so many kitchens. It also feels a bit more forgiving in real-life use. You're not restricted. You can adjust quantity, mix it, or layer it into different foods without worrying about structure changing too much. So, it's not about being fancy or premium, it's about practical control. It gives you the same core Philadelphia taste, but in a form that adapts to how you actually cook and eat day to day. Number 3. Philadelphia Full-Fat Brick. This is the most traditional form of cream cheese in the lineup, and you can feel that the moment you use it. It has a denser structure than whipped or tub versions, giving it a more solid, classic feel when slicing or spreading. What makes it strong is its texture stability. It holds shape better, works cleanly in recipes, and doesn't lose body when it's baked or mixed into thicker dishes. That structural integrity is exactly why it's preferred in cooking rather than just casual spreading. There's also a richness in how it behaves. It feels more complete in the sense that nothing has been adjusted or lightened. It's the base form that everything else is built from. So instead of being about convenience or variation, this version is about control in a different way. Control over structure, consistency in cooking, and that traditional cream cheese feel that many recipes actually depend on. Number 2. Philadelphia Garlic and Herb Cream Cheese. This is the kind of flavor that immediately feels more functional than decorative. It's not trying to be a snack on its own. It's clearly built to work inside sandwiches, bagels, and quick savory meals where you want instant depth without cooking anything extra. What makes it stand out is how the flavor shows up in use. The garlic and herbs aren't aggressive or separate. They're already balanced into the base, so the spread feels naturally seasoned rather than artificially flavored. It gives food an instant upgrade without needing any additional ingredients. In everyday routines, that's the real advantage. You don't have to build flavor from scratch. It's already there, ready to support whatever you're making, whether it's a quick breakfast or a simple snack. So instead of feeling like a special product, it works more like a shortcut to a finished savory taste, consistent, easy, and always ready to plug into whatever you're eating. Number 1. Philadelphia Jalapeno Cream Cheese. This one brings a completely different energy compared to the other flavors. It's built for people who want a bit of heat without stepping into anything overwhelming or complicated. The jalapeno flavor doesn't hit like raw spice. It's controlled and softened into the cream base, so it adds warmth rather than intensity. That makes it usable even in everyday meals where you just want a slight kick instead of full heat. What's interesting is how it changes simple food. A plain bagel or cracker suddenly feels more layered, not because the base changes, but because the flavor adds a steady background spice that remains consistent from bite to bite. So it ends up being less about heat and more about balance. It gives you a subtle, spicy lift while keeping the creamy structure intact, making it an easy upgrade for regular snacks without making them feel heavy or overdone.